Hello, welcome to ACE Manager. Control focus is for Putane's story. Putane's story calls for little bit of explanation on cause before I share the incident. Cause can be transaction based or period based. Example of transaction based cause is releasing a brand advertisement. This cost is incurred only when the transaction takes place. If we do not release the advertisement, we will not incur the related cost. On the contrary, period-based costs related to a period and are incurred on a lapse of period. Common example of period-based cost is employee salaries. Our story relates to a period-based cost, leave travel allowance or LTA, which is a part of the employee salary cost. Putane was an executive in the human resource department of a process engineering solutions company employing about 500 people. One of his responsibilities was to process LTA of employees, release payment, and render details for accounting the expenditure. Before proceeding on leave, an employee seeks LTA as advance. After verification of the entitlement, Putane sends an advice to the bank to release payment to the employee. This payment is treated as an advance in the books. On return from leave, concerned employee submits details of actual expenditure. Then the advance paid is charged off. Let me share the incident at this stage. I just became a bank signatory to authorize payments. Putane came to me with an advice addressed to the bank to release LTA to the employees as per an attached list. While signing, I inquired whether the attached list also required my signature. Putane said no. When I asked whether the bank would not insist on list being signed by the bank signatory, he once again said no. I saw a mischievous smile on his face. Slightly concerned, the next morning I deputed Bhuta, another employee from HR, to go to the bank and see if things were okay. Bhuta went to the bank with the last 5 or 6 LTA advices submitted to the bank. He came back and reported to me that Putane replaced the list attached to each advice before submitting it to the bank, this time including his own name in the list in place of another regular employee who might not have sought any LTA as advance. Banker was crediting individual employees' accounts as in the list submitted. He did not care how many times Putane received LTA. Putane exploited 2 control weaknesses in the process. Change in the bank list was easy, but he also understood that he would not get caught because of a lacuna in the accounting process of the organization. Let me explain. LTA, being a period cost, needs to be charged to the P&L of the period to which it related. All employees need not claim their LTA in the year of entitlement and can carry forward it to the next year. In such cases, the organization has to provide for such expenditure in the company's books, supported by employee-wise breakup. In the subsequent year or years, when the employee submits his request, the organization should be able to release the entitlement, including carried forward balance. This calls for keeping detailed employee-wise record. Accounts department was not keeping such a record and was relying only on Putane's record. Year-end provision in the books was ad hoc. Putane exploited this gap. After Bhuta's visit to the bank, Putane sniffed that his manipulation was getting noticed and absconded. From the records, it was subsequently ascertained that about 3 lakhs rupees was taken by Putane extra as his LTA. The company needed to strengthen the LTA process immediately. First, LTA status of all employees was ascertained through review of past records and employee confirmations. This amount was provided in the books as outstanding LTA. Employee-wise details were preserved. Each employee was entitled to 1 monthly basic salary as per LTA, as LTA per annum. It is 1/12 of the annual salary. After ascertaining accumulated entitlement of LTA, 1/12 of salary was provided in the books every month towards LTA. Individual LTA claims were processed based on balance available and each employee's cumulative entertainment. Banker was also advised to insist on signature of the authorized signatories on the supporting list. This incident happened in the 90s. LTA and related practices are relevant even today. Thus, this story continues to be important. Trust you have seen how controls like preserving composition of accounting balances in the books and procedure to advise the bank for releasing payment are relevant as controls to prevent leakages. Please wait for my next ACE. Thank you.